It's that time of the month. New games coming to the subscription services you know and love, and we're going to talk about which ones are exciting us.
And Battlefield 6 is out now. Is it enough to dethrone the FPS king Call of Duty? We're going to talk about all this stuff and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry right here on YouTube, on podcast services everywhere. My name is Erect the Red. I'm joined every single week by this man, Mr. Full Clip. What is up, Full Clip? How are you?
What's up? Doing all right. You know, feeling a little bit old right now, a little nostalgic because, okay, you said every single Monday, and we've pretty much hit every single Monday for the last 4 years now. Because I was doing a little promotion. I was sending our podcast to some people, and I went back and I looked at the playlist on there, and October 4th of minus 4 years ago to 2021, I believe. That's when we started. That's when it all started.
That's crazy. That's really, I'm impressed with us. I mean, we're not paying the bills, but we're having fun, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
We've had we're almost nearing like 200 episodes. That I haven't scrolled all the way through that playlist though. That may include like our Mario Brothers movie review and the others like that.
Sure. So. Yeah. Crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's exciting. I thought you were taking a jab at me by saying you're feeling old because, like, I'm like over here complaining about like I have this pinched nerve in my neck, and so if you're watching this and you see me constantly doing like this throughout the entire show, that's what's going on here. It hurts a lot, and I'm kind of hungover. I don't know. You might be able to hear it in my voice. You know. Sometimes you get that voice where you partied too hard the night before. I got a little of that going on, but there's a lot of games that need to be talked about. So we're here. We're not taking weeks off. We got to hit that episode 200. And I do really, need a nap or some icy hot.
Ibuprofen or something here.
Yeah. I took a lot of that. Yeah. So I'm ahead of that game. But you been doing anything fun?
Just
playing games.
The usual. Playing a lot of skates. I didn't get back into Nightingale yet, mostly just because I don't like to move the computer chair around. The gaming chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one for the living room with the PlayStation, one for the PC. And I don't really like to have to move it around through the doors and everything else, bang stuff up. So when I'm stuck on one game, I'm going to be there for a little bit. But I do want to get back into Nightingale because it was a lot of fun the little bit that I did get to play.
Yeah. I want to hear more about Nightingale. So yeah, I agree. Get back into there. I checked out some Skate 2. What do you think of the new additions to it? The first season.
I bought the season pass. I think there's an issue right now with you've got your dailies, your weeklies. Now you've got season pass goals to hit. And I think there's an issue with one of those where you're supposed to do like season pass specific events to make progress on it. But I'm stuck at 39 and there's a couple more that I can do, but they're not resetting for people. And so a bunch of people seem to be really angry about that. And I don't know, we haven't hit a week since it launched yet. I'm thinking maybe they will reset on a weekly basis. And then as long as you hit most of them in a week through I think we have 6 weeks or something like that in this battle pass.
Yeah.
Then I think you'd be okay and you're gonna fill up the goals, just not immediately. Other than that, I was glad to have some music in there. Operation Ivy. I think there's a Rancid song. Just some actual stuff that's listenable going on in the background. Every once in a while I just kind of notice it amidst the royalty-free sounds that they've got in there or whatever. Content-wise, I don't know. The thing, it's supposed to be 90s themed right now, and it does not scream 90s to me. Some of the stuff, I guess, but I don't know. Where we were on this last week, everybody's calling for like real skate brands and stuff like that, and I agree that it will be nice to see those in there. But I don't have my like a lot of independent gear and Spitfire gear and World Industries, all these brands that are nostalgic to me from like late '90s, early 2000s. So
Right.
everything added to the game is an improvement, but I'm left wanting more still.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that'll be the case for a while. I don't know. I was playing it, and my son was in the room, and he was like, "This is the most boring game ever." Like, and I'm just like, I
You,
mean, just
you don't
some
understand
of the
anything about
tricks and
stick
stuff.
control.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I'm not the best at this, but come on, give me a break. I do like watching the clips of people like gliding like through the air from super high and then like landing it like doing
Yeah.
like these insane lines from like those are fun. I haven't done one myself or found the ability to do that, but yeah, it's a fun game that when like you're like I don't know what to play, and
Yeah.
it's just something you could just like just having the open world to skate around in. It's enjoyable.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of fun. My tip would be look for the little helmet icon on the challenges. Those are the stunt challenges, which will be like your
mm,
skydiving craziness. That those piss a lot
okay,
of
I didn't
people
know
off
that.
apparently, because I think what
Really?
happened is like Skate 2, Skate 3 was such a sandbox that a lot of people just found out that they could do crazy stuff like that. And in this version of the game, they just kind of integrated it into the game, and I think that made people
Yeah.
mad.
Oh yeah, they want to do it. They don't want to be told what to do.
And they want to glitch into
Um,
these things, not it be a feature.
exactly, exactly. I, in addition to that, I got into a couple games on my Steam Deck that I'm having a blast, and they're like kind of perfect for me. One's a game just came out called Runeborn. Came out on October 9th, and it is a uh, like a deck builder, but it has a slot machine mechanic um, where like you have to get these runes, like different symbols, in your book, and then you you basically pull the slot lever, and then it comes up, and you got to match all the runes, and you can control like it's very similar to Balatro in that you have control over what things are going to show up. You could remove runes from this area to try to get like more of one type in a row, and then like the different runes have different types of damage. Um, and then it's all about those numbers. So like then you get these little trinkets in addition, kind of like the jokers of Balatro, where they will either trigger it twice or do like a point multiplier. So like, and the basis of the game then it has like kind of like a fantasy thing where you're going through and you have to defeat these um, enemies, monsters, or whatever in a certain amount of turns by doing damage. So every time the slots, the points are not just points; they're damage that you do to this monster, and then you get like um, some. They'll give you coins or some other trinket or something when you defeat them, and then you go to the next one. So it's got like a little bit of Balatro, a little bit of like Slay the Spire, um, and it is so much more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, slot machine games are tough because there's so much luck for them. I mean, it's a slot machine. It's a luck thing. There's no skill with a slot machine.
Yeah.
So it's always like it's based on the RNG of the game. And this one having the ability to change out what's going to show up in a certain row, it makes it less based on luck and more based on kind of like doing the math and figuring out which thing is going to give you the most points. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun. And then like it's got like a comic book kind of aesthetic to it, which is really really beautiful to watch. And then like it's one of those where like when the numbers keep multiplying and go up, it like really like it hits that serotonin or whatever, where it's just like, oh yeah, the numbers are getting higher, and it's like all I want to do is just go play more and watch the numbers get higher and higher. So
It's good.
it's fun, man. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be when I got it. But yeah, if anybody is a fan of any of those games or just deck builders, definitely worth checking out Runeborn right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I can definitely see where the Balatro effect comes in there with the multipliers and piecing
Yep.
things together, doing the math, trying to figure out which combination is going to get you there. I'm glad that it's just wanting you to play more of the game and not like graduate to the real machines, because that's where it gets dangerous.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, maybe soon. Once I'm like, oh man, I'm crushing these monsters.
Yeah.
Let's take this into the real world and see how we do. Um, on the penny slots, we'll start there. We'll start the penny slots, and then we'll move up.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's on sale because it just came out for $9.79. It's regularly $13.99. Absolutely worth it at that price. And then one more game that I've been playing is a game called Before Exit Gas Station. This also came out on October 9th. And this is like, so it's kind of a simulator game in that you are, you work at a gas station. This is the second one. They had one before called Before Exit Supermarket. And the premise is, it's one of those anomaly detection games. You ever play those where you have to like spot what's out of place or what's different to trigger like the next thing? So it's kind of like that. You're tasked with closing up this gas station at the end of the night, and you have a list of things to do. You do that list, and then you leave. If you do everything right, you go to the next day, and then you don't have a list anymore. And now there's more things that might be out of place, but like the premise, you know what you need to do. The lights need to be off. The toilet paper needs to be replaced, like stuff like that. But now there's like weird stuff going on. There's like radios playing in every room, and you have to find the radios and shut them off. Or like you go outside and there's like this crazy like lights in the sky. Like it's kind of like trippy, a little horror-y in that, like if you're kind of the idea of being alone at night at a gas station, and then like lots of different variables, and it's enjoyable. It runs like it's not optimized great. That's my only downside of it. Like it's as a sim game, it plays really well. There's not a ton of jank, but like man, dude, I'm struggling to like get good frames on my Steam Deck, and it like I feel like the thing's gonna take off, dude. It's like, and I'm like, oh no, come back to me.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun with it, and I don't want to stop, so I'm playing it through that. I have a frame limiter on there, which doesn't matter. It's not even reaching the limit that I have set. But I love the premise. I love having, how I feel about like, you give me a list of tasks I need to do, and I like that. And now like leave me to my own with these tasks. But like so you make it say like the premise is to make it a week. I think I made it 4 days, and on that fourth day, like I messed up 3 times. And if you mess up 3 times, you have to start over again. So now like I'm starting over, I'm going back through. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a really cool premise. I had no idea that it even existed, and yeah, it's fun. I just wish it was like maybe some updates or something will get it running a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
that's cool that it kind of lets you go on your own, try to play off your own memory, because some of those like smaller sim games, they tend to be too handholdy, and it'll be like the whole way through they're introducing the new mechanics, and then there's no game after that. The whole thing's the tutorial.
It's a tutorial. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. This one, yeah. First day after that, you're like, oh crap, what am I supposed to do? And when I messed up, the reason I had to start over, I forgot to turn the closed sign out. Like it was something that simple, and I picked everything up. I got all the lights. Like there's a garage, like a repair shop attached to it, so you got to like make sure everything's good in the repair shop. And yeah, I was like, what did I miss? So, but it's cool. Like it is like you test yourself.
It's hitting a little too close to home. Have you ever had a job where you have to close the place down?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like
maybe that's why I like it, dude. Yeah, it harkens back to an easier time in my life, So, but yeah, it is. It's an interesting premise, and I'm enjoying it. So both of those games have kept me pretty busy this week. So it's fun. I like when there's weeks where I find some good new games to play.
Yeah. Let me ask you, while we're on the subject there, have you gotten back into Mega Bonk? Because I've been seeing it everywhere.
Yeah, that's one that I'll jump in. Like if I want to do a quick run of that, I'll jump in there and try to do some challenges or whatever. That one's it's one of those where it's fun. Like you don't need to remember the gameplay. It's auto aiming, so you just basically are just running around a board. It's fun, man. I think yeah, you should check it out. It's I did see it hit like a couple milestones. Like it sold like, I don't know, 1 million, 2 million. It's something crazy for like this little indie game. Like the guy, I can't remember the exact quote, but the developer of it was like, when it hit that milestone, he's like, yeah, I'm having sauce on my pasta tonight or whatever. Like something like that. Like he's eating good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's they're doing good. It's a fun game, man. I was just talking about it last night with a buddy of mine who got it, and he's like, now in the game there's like a high score, like so now you can see your friends' high scores and stuff like that, and it adds a whole different dynamic to it then too. So, all right, well, let's move along. Let's stop talking about new release games, and let's talk about some new releases from last week. All right, first up, this one, I have to keep trying to force myself not to buy it because I have so many games, but I really want it. Absolum came out October 9th on PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It's from Dotemu. They're like the kings of that genre. They did like Metal Slug, and they did that Shredder's Revenge game. They got that Marvel Cosmic Invasion game coming out. But this one, it's mixed with like roguelike elements, and that's what is really drawing me in. Everything I've read says that they're perfectly paired together, the beat 'em up with the roguelike elements. But this one, so there's 4 different characters that you can play as. They all have different abilities, different play styles, and then when you go through, you unlock different things that kind of change your build, change how you're playing, and then when you do ultimately die, if you die, you get to keep like your experience points or gold or whatever, and then use that to upgrade your character for the next run, and then try maybe a different build or something. But yeah, everything I've read about it says that the roguelike element perfectly pair up with the beat 'em up, in that like these beat 'em ups are very hard. You're gonna die a lot, so it works really well, and that it's kind of an addicting, loop. So all those buzzwords, I was like, oh, I gotta get this game. And then on top of that, like the animation style is it's super cool. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on my wish list. I'm gonna wait a little bit, but I can see myself getting it very soon.
Yeah, the graphical style is what kind of stands out to me for this one. It almost looks like watching a cartoon, and that's not the only game I'm going to be saying this about with our list today.
Right.
But it feels like watching a modern anime or something like that.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know. We've played games in the past. Like, what was not the Altars, but it was one where it was like a roguelike where you had 3 different versions of yourself, some sort of like alternate versions of yourself. It feels like, it feels like if you get all the parts of the game right where the battle kind of clicks, if you don't have like a good visual style, it's just not as fun to play. So everything here that I see just makes it feel like, assuming all of those other parts are in place and it feels really good and clicky and responsive, the battle feels good. I think that's like a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah, exactly. Like the way they describe like everything on top of having a gorgeous looking game with great sound, and then having this description say like this, like I don't want to put the game down, because of that, the roguelike kind of hook. I know a lot of people are turned off by roguelikes lately just because every game is now like a roguelike for some reason. But this, it seems to fit more than just being shoehorned in as like a game style, because that's the new hot style. So when it works, absolutely, like it makes sense. And a lot of people are in agreement. It's got an 87 right now on OpenCritic. Amazing score for like this kind of like indie game that came out of nowhere, So that's pretty great. And yeah, like you said, we got another cartoon game in by Sweet Carole which came out October 9th on all the consoles, PC, all that stuff. This one is more of a narrative. It's a horror game. It's an adventure game, and it's all hand drawn in like a classic, specific Disney like animated style. It looks like your classic Disney princess kind of style, but just like dark and creepy. You know,
I'll take you one step further than Disney. I feel like Disney's the easy answer. This is in the style of Fox 20th Century Animation with like the old Anastasia movie. All those muted colors.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. But yeah, this one, the game itself, there's some combat in it. It's mostly like a lot of puzzle games, going through the rooms, puzzling your way to get from point A to point B. What I'm hearing is that the story is fantastic along with the animation. The soundtrack is really good. The downside is that the combat is not like great. It's not kind of very rewarding. And then the animations, because it's so well animated, that like when you die, they say it's like a 5-second animated death thing, and they're like, there's parts where you die a lot, and then you have to watch that, and they're like, I just don't want to play anymore because I have to watch like this animated thing for everything, you know. So I get that. It's at a 70 right now on OpenCritic, so this one maybe is wait for a sale, but I'm just really drawn to the animated style of it and the look of it, and I absolutely will have to play this at some point because I want to see how it is responsive to the controls and that sort of thing, because it looks great.
Yeah, if the worst problem with it can be fixed with like hold triangle to skip, I think we're good. Hopefully developers listen and just add that in.
Yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they could do some tweaking and get it more enjoyable. But yeah, because like the reviews that I did read saying that the story is so good, and you know, it just needs a little bit more of a reason to do that point A to point B thing. So, all right, and then the big one, Battlefield 6 came out October 10th on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. This is the ultimate all-out warfare experience. Fight in high-intensity infantry combat, rip through the skies in aerial dogfights, demolish your environment for a strategic advantage, harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinesthetic combat system. In a war of tanks, fighter jets, and massive combat arsenals, the deadliest weapon is your squad. Yeah. What do you think, dude? Are you still picking it up?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if there's like a free weekend or something upcoming that I can get into. And if not, then just see what are the vibes here? Are people happy with it, or is this just another load of like Battlefield 2047 or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, no, it can't be that.
It can't be that bad, but you know, I don't know. It looks like it's a step in the right direction. I just want to know because I don't know the last time I bought like a full price AAA game, and this is what is it, $70-$80 now?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, I could buy like 8 really good games, including Mega Bonk and other ones that everybody says to play, or buy this one and possibly be disappointed. So I want to know that it's good before I buy it, and if I buy it, then I'm gonna be able to enjoy it for the next year or two.
Yeah, it does sound like there's a ton of content planned already, so that's good. Even there's like a battle royale that they announced coming out sometime in the future as well. But everything I've read is that it is what we thought it was, just a great experience. A little buggy at times is the only real downside that I saw. But people even then were saying like some of the bugs were really enjoyable. Like they were like, you know, funny. Nothing game breaking, you know. I mean, this is what will happen when you have fully destructible environments, you know, things are gonna get weird sometimes. And then the other downside that I saw is that the campaign is fairly weak. It's only maybe like a 5-hour campaign start to finish. So, which is not a losing point for me as long as the multiplayer is tight and fun. So
Yeah. And I guess there were a few launch issues. People were getting stuck in just the long queues. But, I mean, I had that with Skate the first couple times, too. You have to wait for a few 100,000 people to go by first. So not a big deal as long as the queue doesn't keep you out for like an hour. But also, people were getting an error where they're told like they have to buy the DLC or something like that to access the game. So that's an issue. I watched... go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I did see that EA gave out like a ton of like double XP like things for like people that had to wait or had issues. So
yeah, they're trying to fix it for them. I watched the video game Donkey review on it, which was pretty good because if there's just like funny, dumb stuff that you can do at the game, he's going to do it. So it was funny watching him, like he's standing in an apartment building and he's looking at the food props on the table. He shoots like the bowl of fruit and the side of the building collapses from it. So yeah, that's one of those. It's not game breaking. Nobody really needs to be upset about that. It's just kind of funny.
That is fun. Yeah, that's the stuff that makes it more enjoyable. Yeah, I would love if they did like some sort of a free thing to get in there because I'm the same way. Like, you know, I'm not as I enjoy the first person shooters. I'm not as big of a fan as you are, but like I enjoyed my time in the beta and like I very much look forward to getting in there. But do I want to, like you said, spend $80 for this singular experience? But it's at an 84 on OpenCritic. It's doing great. Everything I've read is that this is the Call of Duty killer that they always hoped it would be, and especially this year where Black Ops does not look to be really innovating anything or doing anything fresh. It's going to be it's fun to see how drastic that player count is. They were saying that Battlefield 6 is EA's biggest Steam launch ever with, I think it had like 730,000 concurrent players in under an hour. And it was bigger than Apex Legends, which was the record for EA. So, it's hard for me to like be like, yeah, good on you, EA, because, we can't do that.
Yeah.
What kind of self-respecting video games person would congratulate EA? But
it
seems like they're doing everything right on this.
Unless they start shelling out a little of those shill bucks. Exactly.
And they don't have the launcher. It doesn't have the EA launcher in this one, which is nice. It's great. So, yeah, it looks good. I don't know if all it's going to take is me really like watching like some clips of like people having a blast playing this, and I'm going to be like, fine, I'm going to do it, So we'll see. All right, and then lastly, Little Nightmares 3 also came out on October 10th on all the things. This one, if you're familiar with the Little Nightmares series, is just more of that creepy claymation characters. It's like a 2-player cooperative adventure game. You can play it solo with like an AI stand-in, but it's cool. This one does add a online co-op, so you can play with a friend, not sitting on the same couch. So that's nice. The reviews of this they're meh. 74 on OpenCritic. Most of the reviews, the consensus was that it doesn't really add anything new from the other ones, and really it's just worse. They're like, so if you're a huge fan of the series, check it out. But like, if you are just looking for something to play, just play Little Nightmares 2 or something, which is the much better game, is what I'm hearing. So, yeah. I don't know. Have you ever played any of these ones, the Little Nightmares games?
I actually played the first 2. Not all the way through or anything, but that's the kind of couch co-op game I'm usually looking for. That's a lot of fun and just in time for spooky season. And I guess, that's between that and Buy Sweet Carole, we've got a couple good entries for this month. Yeah,
different too. It's not like the classic horror that you would expect. I like that. Keep a nice selection of horror games. All right. Well, that is it for the new releases from this past week. Let's talk about some news of the week. All right, we don't have much to talk about here this week, which is good because I need to go lay down. But the things that we do have to talk about, I'm excited to talk to you about specifically. So let's start it off with our Humble Bundle for this past month. It's a new month, new Humble Bundle being offered to PC gamers. And this one was, we'll let you be the judge. These are the games in this month's Humble Bundle: Atomic Heart, V Rising, System Shock, Story of Seasons, The Pioneers of Olive Town, Crypt Master, Shogun Showdown, Hotel Renovator, and Caravan Sandwich. Those are the games being offered. I think it's like $14.99 now for that. And what are your thoughts on this month's offering?
Man, it's hard to put it into words. This is like, it's one that I don't want to pull the trigger on and immediately get these games, but it's like, if I forget and let it lapse and let it charge, I won't be upset.
Yeah.
Because I just have no time to play anything, and just thinking about like downloading
It's
Atomic
tough.
Heart seems like a punch to the chest. So I do want to play it. It looks like a lot of fun, and I enjoyed watching people play it when it came out. Same for Story of Seasons. That's just, what is that? That's the new Harvest Moon. And Hotel Renovator, I'm always in for a good sim. Caravan Sandwich looks good too. So it's like, there's like 4 or 5 really, really like good ones on here. Just none I really have to have.
That you have to have. Yeah. And I was very similar but like, so for me, I'm always like, okay, when it comes out, which of these games are on like my Steam wish list? You know, if there's any, then usually it's a much better deal than buying it individually, you know? Like for me, Shogun Showdown is a game that I've wanted for a long time. It's kind of a deck builder, but with tiles. It's a really cool game. It's, you know, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. It's been on my wishes for a while. I think the lowest it's gone in price is like 8 something, you know? So if I could pay, you know, whatever, $7 more and get the rest of these games, then I'm in. And for me, like a lot of it was, you know, so I only play through my Steam Deck for these games. So a lot of it is like, first, as soon as they're announced, I'm like, okay, I got to look to see how well they run. Because some of these AAA games, the bigger games, don't run that well. I saw Atomic Heart runs 60 frames per second, no tweaks out of the box. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so that is definitely right in the plus column. Like, if I could play like one of these bigger games on my Steam Deck and have it run flawlessly, then that's a huge, you know, point for me. V Rising I have already. And then Hotel Renovator, you know, I'm always in for one of those games. And then, yeah, that Caravan Sandwich looks like a fun driving kind of adventure game. So, I did it. I re-upped the subscription, and I'm happy that I did. I'm really enjoying. So far, I've only downloaded Shogun Showdown and the Caravan Sandwich game, and I've only put like 2 hours maybe into Shogun Showdown. Loving it. Haven't started the Caravan game, but yeah, man, it was. I did it day one. Like the games that were announced, I went in and I bought it and downloaded it. So yeah, it's been a while. I think it's probably been 4-5 months since I actually did redeem a Humble Bundle. So I was due, but yeah, I'm a fan. I'm gonna give it like a 8 out of 10 this month, dude, for rating things. Yeah, give me your number.
I think it kind of comes back to the higher price for me. It's gone up to $14.99 a month, and I mean that doesn't seem that bad for this selection of games. But I accidentally let it lapse the other month and got a bunch of games I didn't really want. So now I feel like these $15 here and there adding up with all the subscriptions and everything. So I just don't know,
especially when they're games you're not going to play.
Right, or have every intention of playing, but there's just not enough time in the day to play 4 or 5 of these games.
That's exactly what I mean. It's like, all right, these are great games, and it's not a bad price, $15 for all these games. But like, when your backlog is hundreds of games, it's tough. It's tough to be like, yeah, here's some more that I'll just add to that. I don't know. But all right. Speaking of adding games to your backlog, the next thing we have to talk about, Game Pass was announced. Now, after the recent changes to the Game Pass, the price increase and that sort of thing, they needed a big month. They needed a big announcement, and we'll see if they, if they got there. So, available right now, Supermarket Simulator. See, this is so. Now there's the distinction, right? Ultimate, Game Pass Premium, PC Game Pass. Like, I don't want to go through and say which is available on which, but there is quite the distinction between these, now that, like, Ultimate is the ultimate one. That's where all the good games are going, and Premium is the lesser quality. But anyways, we'll figure it out. October 9th, Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 came out on all the Game Passes. Casting of Frank Stone comes out October 14. This is one that I wanted to check out. It's like a story based on like the Dead by Daylight universe. That's going to be on Ultimate, Premium, and PC Game Pass. Ball X Pit comes out October 15th. Now, this is one that I'm already absolutely planning on buying for my Steam Deck. This is the, I think I've talked about it before, the Brick Breaker game where it's like an adventure Brick Breaker. Super excited for that one. That one's going to be a day one game. So that one will only be on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass on the 15th. And then The Grinch Christmas Adventures. All right. I didn't know this game existed, and it's perfect that it's coming out for October.
Yeah.
Comes October 15th. Eternal Strands, October 15th. He is coming, also October 15th. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, October 15th. And then PAX Day comes out October 16th. And then Keeper is another day one game. So this one is just Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. That's October 17th. This is from Double Fine. It's about a lighthouse that moves around and stuff. This one I'm really excited to check out too. And then Evil West comes out October 21st. And the big ones, Ninja Gaiden 4, day one game October 21st. And then The Outer Worlds 2, day one October 29th. So a lot of huge games, a lot of niche games. So it's going to be interesting. What was your thoughts on this announcement?
I've not played the Ninja Gaiden games. I know that's the big draw on this one. So for me, those aren't doing it for me. I don't know if this was the comeback that they needed or not. I'm not sure if they've hit that for me personally, just because this is again, just like the Humble Bundle. There are a lot of games here that I'd like to try out. I may even try out the Grinch Christmas Adventures. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about just browsing through what's available on Game Pass is you have so much variety.
Yes.
So if you don't know what to play, you can go in there and be like, oh, well, maybe I'm feeling the Christmas adventure this month as we get toward the colder weather. So I don't know. It's like Ultimate. Is it worth the money seeing like this coming to it?
Yeah. I mean, this is the showing they needed to have though for that Ultimate. I mean, you got 4 day one titles. 2 of them are bigger, that are probably on more people's radar. Ninja Gaiden 4 and Outer Worlds 2. And then 2 of them are more like indie kind of games. Keeper is supposed to be really good from everything I've heard about it. And then Ball X Pit is just another word of mouth kind of one that could have the potential to be like a Balatro-esque in that it's like a weird roguelike. Yeah, I'm very interested in a lot of the offerings for Game Pass Ultimate, and I am happy that I do still have that subscription. But if I were to have just be on month to month, I still don't know if it's enough for me to be like, yeah, here, I'm going to pay. What is it? What do we say? $30 now for access to these games. I don't know if it's enough. Like, it's crazy. But like at the same time, like, if you have been waiting for, so what's the big one on this? Outer Worlds 2 probably is the one I think most people have been looking for. If you've been waiting for that, what, you figure that's $70 for the game? Like, are there, I don't know, this is where you have to start doing the math, see what's coming out the next couple months. Like, do I just play it, rent it basically through Game Pass for a month and then play through these games? For me, that's not worth it because I play through games so slowly.
Yeah.
You know, like if I can't get through. Like, there's some people, if you get Game Pass for a month, guaranteed they're playing through Ninja Gaiden, they're playing through Outer Worlds, you know, Keeper, complete all the way through. They're getting their money's worth. I'm not that person, you know. So
Yeah.
it's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be like jobless, but still have the money for $30 a Game Pass Ultimate a month in order to get the value out of it at some points. Now that it's risen there, but PC Game Pass is not quite as bad on the price, and most of this stuff is included in that, if not all. I think I see PC under every single
all
one
of
these
it.
titles.
Yeah.
So
right.
that, yeah, I think it's worth the $15, even though you're not keeping these like the Humble Bundle. You've got more games here. You've got a huge catalog, and you're not keeping them forever, but I mean, I don't play games forever. So
right.
I think PC Game Pass 100%, I would pay $15 to play 3 or 4 of these games.
Me too.
And the rest of the catalog.
Absolutely. Yeah, $15 is I think it would be the perfect, you know, price point for it. Obviously, like, you know, $20 we were paying, and I think that was the high end of it. But yeah. So I don't know. Everything's going up in price. It's hard to say. Like, I'm very cheap. I'm a very frugal gamer. So it's hard for me to. I'm not the voice of reason on this because it's never, you know, worth it to me for any of these games.
I fall into the same category there. But yeah, we're both hitting a lot of games usually. That kind of like get in there for 5 hours and then, you know, move on to the next thing.
Right.
And it's good for that, but it's getting expensive.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I am looking forward to a bunch of those. So as a current subscriber, I'm excited. But you know, luckily I have that until August. So, I'll be good for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to chat about? That was it. That's all we got for the news. There's not much going on.
We have some speculation and rumor. Some stuff came out about the PlayStation 6.
Speculation.
Yeah, there's
there's
a bunch of stuff about like how the graphics technology is going to work in the next PlayStation console. And we've been given like a release window of the next few years. People are speculating 2027 will be the PlayStation 6. And as somebody who just paid for 2 PlayStation 5s, that kind of pisses me off. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, shit, that's 2 years from now. You're good. You got 2 years worth of content. Just wait until GTA comes out.
Yeah, I can't wait to buy it twice.
PlayStation 6 or GTA 6?
Well, GTA 6 will come out, but then when the PS6 comes out, then they'll have the GTA 6 Premium Edition.
Edition. Yes, dude.
And then I get to buy it again, just like I bought GTA 5 like 7 different occasions.
Yeah, but none of us will be able to afford a PlayStation 6, so that's going to be the only difference.
True.
It's going to be like $1,500 or some shit. So, yeah. It's exciting, though. I'll start saving your money now, and then by 2027, you'll be ready.
Oh, also, and rumors and speculation. EA had apparently scrapped an idea last year for a post-Civil War America Assassin's Creed game for like political reasons. Yeah, that seems interesting because I'm thinking of other stories that would be kind of like that. I'm thinking Django Unchained, and that's like probably like top 10 movies of all time for me. I would have loved a game like that. I suppose you'd probably be like a former slave going back and killing your Leonardo DiCaprio types.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, it sounds amazing, but they're absolutely right. For like political reasons, that would create a lot of issues, but it would be amazing. Dude, a video game version of Django Unchained, yeah, that would be awesome. We should work on that for our studio when we open that real soon. It'll be real similar, but we'll just, change a little bit. It'll be like Dango Unchained or whatever.
Murderers, I don't know what's similar to Creed. Murderer's Motto.
Oh yeah, there you go. All right. That's all we got today. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Make sure you go over to YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. That way you can watch all the cool trailers. You can see me groan in agony for the past 40 minutes because of my stupid neck. Or if you just want to listen to me groan in agony, you can check us out anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW in your favorite podcast provider, and we should pop up there. Make sure you hit subscribe. That way you have the show ready every Monday morning when it comes out, and then you'll be able to talk about all the coolest things in the video game world with your peers and act like you know what's going on because we told you. Right? And then, yeah, check us out on TikTok for now until Baron Trump takes over, which is what I'm hearing. I don't know. I'm like, isn't he 12? I don't know how this works, but it's going to be a real shit show.
That's where he was in my mind, but I looked it up like last year, and this kid is like 6'7".
He's still 12 though, right?
I think so.
Oh, okay. He just, I didn't know they piled shit that high. All right. That's it for us. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.